Yes. May I come in, sir?
Yes.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Please take your seat.
Thank you, sir.
Gursimrat,
Yes,
how are you?
I'm doing good, sir. Thank you.
Gursimrat, you come from Patiala
Yes, sir.
and your optional is Punjabi literature.
Yes, sir.
You have graduated in medical science
Yes, sir.
and your hobbies include basketball, bhangra, and reading Punjabi literature.
Right, sir.
So, was it your hobby that prompted the choice of your optional subject?
Yes, sir. Sir, Punjabi was very close to my heart since the beginning. I belong to a very spiritual family. So, sir, selecting Punjabi literature as optional, it was reading something new and also very close to my heart. And it was very fulfilling to know, connect to my roots and also know about my mother tongue as well.
Tell me something about the history of Punjabi literature, how this literature has evolved in the last 100 years.
Yes, sir. So initially, the founder can be the Baba Faridji. Before that, there was the Nath Jogis Banis, which had some elements of initial Punjabi and some other elements as well of some other languages. Then, sir, Baba Faridji was the founder. He was a Sufi saint who belonged to the 12th century. He laid the foundations of Punjabi literature. And then, sir, in the medieval era, sir, Gurbani and Sikh literature added to the its Punjabi literature evolvement. And also, sir, Guru Angad Dev Ji developed the Gurmukhi script in a scientific manner. So, in the modern era, Bhai Veer Singh Ji, Amrita Pritam ma'am, and various writers led to the modern era of Punjabi literature. So,
Very good. Gursim, let's suppose you are appointed as the new district magistrate of Patiala
yes, sir.
and you have to take 3 initiatives to develop that region. What these 3 initiatives would be? Prioritize them.
So first will be, sir, during the monsoons, Patiala gets flooded by the local Ghaggar river. So I'll make sure that arrangements are there, the desilting and dredging of the banks is done, and the local villages are not flooded. So I'll make sure that the city is prepared enough during the monsoons. The second will be the agriculture. Sir, I'll try to diversify the cropping pattern so that the groundwater is also depleting in the area. So I'll try to incentivize the farmers to move away from wheat and paddy and try millets and pulses, which will also increase soil fertility. So third will be the drugs issue. Sir, I'll try to counter the supply chains and also create employment opportunities for the youth so that they don't get vulnerable to the drugs. Also, I'll try to uh, inspect the drug rehabilitation centers so that they work very effectively.
Gursimrat, are you aware about this term called freebies?
Yes, sir.
What is your take on that?
Yes, sir. So I believe India is a welfare state and we need to handhold the vulnerable sections of the society. So we have to provide handholding in the form of welfare measures and freebies. But at the same time, we need to rationalize the subsidies and freebies so that we have to see our fiscal challenges as well. Also, sir, I believe in the dictum that if you give a man a fish, he'll be satiated for a day, and if you teach a man how to fish, he'll be richer forever. So we need to create employment opportunities and skill training to the youth regarding rather than giving everything in free. So
How these freebies are decided? Which is the body which actually sanctions that how much amount will be disbursed and to whom? How is this decided?
so the state budget in the states they see how the welfare measures various schemes which have to be launched. So the government, the finance minister or the budget part, they see that what
I'm
are
talking
the
about the institution, Gursimrat.
so that I'm not aware. I'll go and check about.
Um, you said Punjab is grappling with the drug issue.
Yes,
Apart from cross-border porous regions,
yes.
what are the other factors that have led to this crisis in Punjab? And are you aware that the problems are more or less similar to how they exist in Mexico?
Sir, there are many reasons apart from the geographical proximity to the Golden Crescent. Sir, also there is unemployment in the state of Punjab. The unemployment rate is high. Apart from that, sir, the glorification of drugs in the songs and movies, that is also a factor which makes the youth vulnerable. Sir, also the over-the-counter drugs in addition to that, such as tramadol, methadone, etc. Now these drugs are also being consumed rather than the traditional opium and poppies.
Gursimrat, the country needs doctors and doctors at a war footing.
Yes.
Then why are you changing your career path?
Sir, I'll see it as an extension of my service. During my graduation, I developed interest in forensic medicine, which inclined me more towards crime and investigation part of policing. Also, sir, I have immense passion for police uniform and policing as a service. And sir, having background in medical sciences and also being a sports person, I think I can contribute better in Indian police services. Sir.
Okay. How would your qualifications as a medical doctor would assist you in performing your duties as an Indian Revenue Service officer?
Sir, the traits of sir innovation, which I have learned during in medical sciences, and also the traits of empathy and compassion. Sir, they can help me in IRS, IT, and customs as well while discharging my duties as a civil servant.
Elaborate on that a bit, like your traits of that you have learned while you were a doctor or during your practice.
So during my internship duties, especially during the COVID times, I was intern doctor posted in the isolation centers. So we had to interact with the relatives of the patient as well and see how they are responding, and we had to establish the bridge of communication between patients, and we have to give hourly or 2 hourly information about the vitals, etc. to the senior doctors and also to the relatives so that they feel assured. So that I through that I understood how to respond to a crisis situation and how to deal with the public at large.
But in the income tax today, we are talking about faceless assessment, and there is no face-to-face interaction.
Yes.
How would you showcase these values, empathy, compassion, if there is no face-to-face interaction?
Sir, I believe in innovation as a medical science student. So use of technology also increases the last mile connectivity. So sir, having that technological boost, I think I can also well in that, sir.
Gursimrat, what is the biggest problem that you see today with the Indian youth?
So I believe the biggest challenge will be, sir, the employment, the skill set, sir, and also the stress. The mental health is a big issue after the COVID. So, sir, this is the 21st century, and we have stress and anxiety levels due to cutthroat competition. So, sir, we need to spread values and proper communication channels, and role of family and education institutions need to be enhanced, and they need to be very proactive so that they can engage the youth and so that they be very productive and proud part of economic workforce.
Okay. Gursimrat, are you aware about the new education policy?
Yes, sir.
It talks about 3 C's. One of them is collaboration.
Yes.
What does that mean?
Sir, in my understanding, collaboration means that the state and center, they need to collaborate, and also the government and the public sector. So the collective efforts are required from the society and also from the government for this transforming policy to succeed, sir.
Okay, you talked about collaboration between center and state.
Yes, sir.
Are you of the favor that center should decide the curriculum at school level, even for those schools which come under the purview of state government?
Sir, in my opinion, the state government should have that autonomy. At the local level, they are more aware of the issues and what is the infrastructure and what is the pedagogy required in the local level in government schools. So, in my opinion, the state government should have that autonomy.
Okay.
It can be inspected by the NCRT at national level.
Okay. How much money does any state government, suppose let us take the case of Punjab, how much money the Punjab government spends over one student who is attending a government primary school? Do you have any idea?
So on one student, I am not aware, but as a whole, I have an idea.
Yes, how much is that?
Sir, it is around 2%, but government says around
2%
6%.
of what?
Sir, GDP.
Which GDP? India's or Punjab's GDP?
So that I have to look again.
Okay. Are you aware about the midday meal scheme?
Yes, sir.
What's the total cost of that scheme as far as Punjab is concerned? The total outlay.
Sir, exactly, I'll have to see the.
Okay, what are the ingredients in the midday meal scheme?
Sir, class first to 8, they are providing the meals. They are balancing the diet. The foods are given. A chapati and proper sabzi, dal is given for the proteins. Also, we are trying to add now eggs in various states they have added, and to diversify the balanced diet. so that we can tackle the micronutrient deficiency as well. Also, we're looking forward to add biofortified foods such as the golden rice, etc. So that micronutrient vitamins such as vitamin A, B, C, they can also be added to the diet.
Should we extend this scheme even after schooling hours?
Yes, sir. The basic idea was to increase the attendance, but on the nutritional front, yes, sir, it can be provided that after the school hours, for the co-curricular activities, after that, the children they sit together and eat amongst themselves, and under the learnings of a teacher. That can be a good
India
idea.
needs 5 important kinds of securities. I will highlight 2 of them for you. You have to identify the rest 3. The
Yes,
first one is food security. Second one is energy security. What are the other 3?
Sir, the internal security, sir, the external security from the foreign
Let's club
country.
them into one. National security.
National security.
What are the other?
Sir, the cyber security, the economic security, so the data security.
Thank you, Guru sir.
Thank you, sir.
Gursimrat,
Yes, sir.
I'm glad to see that you've chosen IPS as your first choice.
Yes, sir.
That means you are fond of donning the uniform.
Yes, sir.
The tie that you're wearing today is lovely,
Thank you, sir.
and it's very close to the tie of one of the defense services.
Yes.
Do you have any idea which one is it?
Sir, Navy service, sir.
No, it's not the Navy, it's the Air Force. And Air Force tie is very similar to this.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Now, why I asked you that question is, today, your date of birth is 17th of
December.
December.
Yes, sir.
Now, what is this day celebrated worldwide as? You got the hint, I'm sure.
Sir, I'm not aware. I'll go and check.
Something to do with flying.
Sir, I think aeroplanes, the Wright brothers discovered it.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now tell me, what is this day celebrated as?
That I have to read.
You just now took the name also, Wright brothers.
Wright brothers, so for the aeroplanes, it can be, sir,
Yeah,
the
this
air
was
flight
on,
day.
it was on this day that the first successful
Flight was-
mechanically powered flight took place.
Yes,
And the Wright brothers did it.
Yes.
And the day is known as the Wright brothers day.
Wright brothers day.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Where did this take place?
So that I have to recall. Not able to recall right now,
Okay.
but I've read about it.
Okay, this is internationally, but what is this day celebrated in India as?
I'll go and read about it.
Okay. Now that you've already got selected, you're waiting for your allotment.
So I got into DENIPS, now have been allocated.
Okay. So that means a part of your dream to don the uniform is turned true.
Yes, sir.
Good. And when do you join?
Sir, training will commence from March.
Very good. Tell me 3 values that define you.
Sir, first will be I have been a good leader. So leadership skill is part of my personality. Sir, second will be, sir, empathy and compassion, which I developed during the training. So third will be discipline and conduct, which I, sir, developed during as being a national level sports person in basketball.
You said empathy and compassion.
Yes, sir.
Out of these 2, which one will you rate as a higher value?
Sir, I'll rate empathy as a higher value because it is
Why?
very difficult to be under someone's shoes and understand what pain or what
What is the
grievance.
difference between empathy and compassion?
So empathy will be looking into someone's shoes and understanding their situation from their point of view. So and compassion will be, sir, being sympathetic or kind to a person. It is a compassion that you are kind at their pain. But empathy will be
I didn't talk about sympathy. I talked about compassion. What is compassion as compared to empathy?
So compassion will be being kind to a person, understanding.
And what is
their-
empathy then?
Empathy will be, sir, a broader level of compassion where you are understanding from their point of view in his shoes as well.
So in compassion, you're not in his shoes.
Sir, compassion will
You
be
remain in your own shoes.
you are just understanding and you are receptive to their pain. But empathy will be a deep understanding of their pain. Sir.
You are defining sympathy instead of compassion.
So that's what I understand, but I'll check and read more.
Okay, During this COVID times,
Yes.
you said you also were a leading player in the at that period of time.
Yes.
You got a certificate of appreciation also
Yes.
as a COVID frontline worker. Can you give me one example wherein you showed empathy and compassion?
Sir, during we as a team had to counter vaccine hesitancy. So our medical superintendent has given our team a responsibility to go door to door campaigning and do portray through innovative methods such as nukkad nataks to and spread awareness regarding the vaccine camps which are available in the Patiala district in various schools, etc., in various institutions, etc. So, sir, during that there was I remember old lady who couldn't go, and she said I can't due to her disability can't reach the vaccination camp. So, sir, though we didn't have transport, but I talked to the senior residents in the camp there, and they agreed that they'll reach the place and they'll vaccinate the lady in their home, sir. So I believe I showed empathy and understood her pain that she won't be able to receive that dose, but she's having comorbidity and she really requires the vaccination.
Was this compassion or was this empathy?
So I'll take it as empathy because I understood her pain. I also have a grandfather and grandmother. So.
Okay. Gold medal in forensic medicine. Good. That will be of great use in your the police duties, definitely.
Yes.
But tell me, the lessons that you learned in basketball. You said you learned the leadership lessons while playing while being in the leadership positions while playing.
Yes, sir.
You played basketball at the national level
Yes,
for
sir.
the under 19s.
Yes, sir.
Do you still follow basketball?
Yes, sir.
What are the lessons that you learned during your playing time from basketball?
Sir, during as a Punjab team, sir, I learned many things. Sir, one was, sir, going along with the team. So it is a team sport, so we have to take the team along. A single player can't take you to the victory stand. So second will be, sir, motivating others in defeat. So, sir, as a team, we bounced back when we faced defeats and giving credit to others when we scored well and got victory as well. So, sir, credit we always gave to the whole team. And during defeats, each one of us took the responsibility and tried to motivate each other. Also, sir, the discipline and conduct which our coaches made, and the physical and mental fitness, we had to balance our studies and fitness as well, our drills during the academy. So that well.
You said you learned lessons of leadership from basketball. Tell me, who's your most favorite leader and why?
Sir, in sports,
Anyway,
sir, I'm fond of Mr. APJ Abdul Kalam, sir, and his visionary leadership.
why?
Sir, he was able to interact with all the sections of the society, not just with people or politicians, but with children as well, with older people as well. And he had a very clear vision. And I have also heard his story that he gives the defeat thing, he holds the responsibility and gives the credit to the victory to the team.
Which is the example you're talking about?
Sir, during the missile launch, when sir it failed once, sir. Then, sir, he took the responsibility and attended the press conference. And during, sir, the victory, sir,
Did he attend the conference?
sir, the leader, Satish, sir, Mr. He led the conference, and during victory, sir, Satish, sir, gave the chance to APJ, sir, to lead in the case of victory. So that really inspires me.
Good. Are you still playing basketball?
Sir, as a hobby, on weekends I play, sir.
Okay. What is the height of the net?
Sir, it is around 10 feet.
No, around 10 feet is not the answer. What is the height?
Sir, it is.
It has to be either 10 feet or it has to be 9 feet.
Sir, it
Or-
is 10 feet.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
You played at the national level.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What is the reason for the net to be at that particular height?
Sir, it has also to do with physics. The average height is 6 to 7 feet. So in basketball, so
What is the story behind it? being at a height that it is?
Story I have to read. I'll search about it.
Uh, Tell me 3 rules of basketball in which the term 3 comes.
Sir, the 3-pointer, sir, it has to be thrown from 3-point line. It is around
Okay.
6.75 meters.
Okay.
And we are given 3 points to the team.
Okay.
Sir, so the rule has to include the word 3. The rule has to include.
Yes.
Sir, there is other, sir, I have to search. There is a 3-second violation as well.
Okay.
You have to pass the ball if you are still within 3 seconds. That is also there. Sir, the third I have to. I'm not
Something
able
to
to
do with
recall.
steps.
Yes, sir. 2.5 steps you can take while during a layup. Sir, that also.
Good. Thank you very much, Gursimrat.
Thank you, sir.
Gursimrat, you are a doctor.
Yes, sir.
So can you tell me what is gene silencing and what are its applications?
So gene silencing will be, sir, lowering the effect or diminishing the effect of a particular gene, like in RNA interference or RNA silencing. So that particular gene, which is a faulty gene or maybe a causative agent of disease, that is altered, or with that process, its function is diminished. So.
What are its applications?
Sir, in various cancer treatments or in various hereditary diseases as well. Sir, RNA silencing is prominent. Sir.
Good. You have mentioned that you play basketball. I think you are a good player of basketball.
Yes.
Where
Sir.
is the next World Cup going to be held in the year 2023?
Sir, I forgot, but I read about it. The FIBA World Cup.
Not FIFA World Cup. The basketball I'm talking about.
Sir.
Basketball is going to be held in this year World Cup.
Yes, sir.
Which are the nations who are going to host it?
Sir, I'm not sure, but I think it is in North America somewhere. I'm not sure, then I'll read about it.
And how many teams are going to participate in it?
Sir, I know just India has not qualified yet for it, but the number of teams I'll go and
Here,
read.
I'm just giving you a hint. This World Cup in basketball is going to be held in Asia. Which country?
Sir, I have to read about it.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Just to pick up the threads from where you have left, by talking to one of the honorable member, you told that the rampant use of drug in Punjab,
Yes, sir.
drug abuse, and it is portrayed in the musical videos.
Yes, sir.
You talked about it.
Yes, sir.
Gun culture is also promoted in the musical videos.
Yes, sir.
Why Punjab is not violent as today?
Sir, it is just one part of that. Gun culture is also propagated, but also, sir, we as in Punjab, sir, it is we also hold the values of Punjab. So that is love and brotherhood. Sir, teachings of various religions, sir, they propagate the values of mutual love, tolerance, and brotherhood. So, responding by those values, peace and tranquility is prevailing in Punjab and whole of India, sir.
Again, by talking to the members about the education policy, you talked that the state should have an autonomy
Yes, sir.
in framing the curriculum, etc.
Yes, sir.
When the 73rd and 74th Amendment Bill regarding panchayats and municipalities come into effect,
Yes, sir.
the center imposed this thing on the states.
Yes, sir.
Why did not the states oppose this thing? Why we have to implement, the state will implement these rules and the center is making the rules for us. Do you agree? Is it right decision on the part of center-state relations?
So I think panchayat, there is a decentralization of power in this context, and states had to see, and for especially other areas, the PESA Act deals. So, sir, it is about decentralization and local issues. So the state had to implement the directions regarding these amendments. Sir.
It is often said that Punjab is very high on alcohol and drugs.
Yes, sir.
And there was a famous movie made by a director and which became very controversial.
Yes, sir.
Can you name that movie?
Sir, Udta Punjab.
Can you name one novel of Amrita Pritam which got a national award?
Sir, Sunehade she got for Sahitya Academy Award, she got for Sunehade, and Pinjar novel is famous. A movie is also there on that novel.
From your discussion with the honorable member, I have come to know that you are against freebies.
So I believe, we have to rationalize the freebies. We have to prioritize them.
Now the government has announced 1 year free food grains. The Prime Minister has announced
Yes.
for the poor. Do you agree with that proposition of the Prime Minister? I think you will disagree now.
Sir, I agree because food grains have to be given to the poor. Also, they have discontinued the other part, the PMJK Yojana, which was given during COVID, and they have subsumed that under this. So, in a way, it is fiscally prudent as well. But, sir, during this, after the country has come out of this crisis at this time, for 1 year, they have said for now that earlier that it was given for rupees 3, 2, and 1. Now they'll provide for free of cost food grains, the 5 kg. Sir, I think it is a progressive move because we have to see a food security as well.
Now you are taking a different, while talking to the other honorable member, you talked about that we should not give freebies, we should teach
Sir,
a
we
person
should-
how to fish.
Yes, sir. Sir,
Learn
regarding the food security,
Now you are
it is
taking a different stance. The Prime Minister has given this thing.
no, sir.
Contesting stance. Now you are taking no slight. Do you agree?
No, sir, I believe we have to rationalize our freebies. We can't provide free phones and laptops to people as by some governments or just revive to old pension scheme. So, sir, we have to rationalize regarding free health facilities or free food grains. That is very needy things for basic things for an individual that can be given in a form of freebies.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Gursimrat, just a couple of questions. After that, we'll wrap up this thing, dear.
Yes, sir.
You said that you have already made it into the DANIPS,
Yes, sir.
and I guess is what you are aspiring for now.
Yes,
Are you aware about this concept called open prisons?
yes, sir.
Why don't we have enough number of open prisons in India? And do we have any?
So I'm not aware if we have such, but we have not come to this idea yet because there are many external and internal security threats also in India. We have a
Define
huge
open
population. So in which the under trial or the accused, he can go and attend his daily activities and then come back at the end of the day. Sir, that will be an open prison. Now we have just the parole system that on specific grounds the person can go. But in open prison, he is allowed
Is there
much
any
freedom.
proposed open prison in Punjab?
Sir, I'm not aware, but a high security prison was now in under the pipeline. I'll check.
You know that maybe the pain of partition is best understood by a Punjabi and a Bengali
Yes, sir.
because Punjab and Bengal were partitioned,
Yes,
right from the center.
yes.
So we still call Bengal as West Bengal. Why don't we call Punjab as East Punjab?
Sir, because West Punjab, sir, because during the Liberation War, we liberated, we helped Bangladesh, then sir, the then Bengal, and sir, then it was divided into Western and Eastern Bengal, sir. But in the Punjab case, sir, it had a different. It was the Red Cliff Line, which which was
So
defined.
you have not understood my question.
Yes,
The question is that are you do you agree to this fact that the pain of partition remains?
Sir, yes, in a way. Also in our literature, we see, for example, Amrita Pritam has quoted in Aaj Aakhan Waris Shanu.
Yes.
So, sir, yes, in the borders, the pain, or I'll not say the pain, but yes, the vestiges are still there.
Like when Korea is divided, we call it North Korea, South Korea. When Germany was divided, we call it Western Germany and Eastern Germany. Bengal is divided, we call it, that was East Bengal, now Bangladesh and West Bengal. At least we have maintained the nomenclature as far as our country is concerned.
Yes.
Why we have dropped the word East out of Punjab? Why don't we call it East Punjab? You know, most handsome part of Punjab is with Pakistan now.
Yes, sir.
So why don't we call it East Punjab? Why we just call it Punjab?
So I'll go and think of the reason.
Thank you, Gursimrat. Your interview is over. We will reconnect with you in some time for your feedback. Stay
Yes.
Can I just ask one more question, please?
Yes, sir.
I was a little surprised to see you have not opted, obviously, for a lot of Group B services, it's very understandable. But why have you not chosen certain Group A posts also, services also?
Sir, in my limited understanding, sir, I'm more wanted more of a field job. So, sir, I opted for some field jobs in it.
No, but there are certain other jobs wherein the field job, the rule will not apply. Like when you say revenue services, it's not a field job. Defense accounts is not a field job. Civil accounts is not a field job.
Sir, having some interest in some of the jobs I opted, so. But, sir, I'll try it till I get Indian Police Service.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
Take a seat.
Thank you, sir.
Gursimrat, let me start with the good things first, dear. You are appropriately dressed, but for the shoe. And I'll talk
Yes,
about
sir.
that in a moment. Your communication skills are very good. You put your points in an organized fashion. You're not biased. There is no sense of inclination towards one community, one social group, or something like that. There is a broad outlook as you speak. So these things go in your favor. You're already into the service, that is adding up to the flavor of personality. But Gursimrat, this is a critical analysis.
Yes,
So let me highlight those areas here where I feel that there is enough room for improvement.
Yes, sir.
So I'll start with how you entered the room. When you entered the room, I just could hear about a voice, but I could not see you.
Yes, sir.
I don't know who that person is, what he's carrying. How can I say yes? But I was almost coerced to say yes because of the paucity of time that I have at my hands. So the right way is to present yourself from head to toe at the door, stand there,
Then
because obviously the CISF Jawan will open the door for you that day.
Yes, sir.
Most of the times that's how the case is, unless there is some infection going on.
Yes, sir.
So when the Jawan will pull the door for you, you stand there, present yourself from head to toe, then ask for permission to enter, rather than just asking from a blind spot.
Okay.
Which is not a good reflection of your personality here. As you walked in, you looked confident, and you should stand beside the chair. You should not take your seat unless you're asked upon to do so. You maintained that. Wish everyone with a smile on your face, but I think that thing was slightly underplayed. Your wish was not so vibrant as it should have been.
Yes, sir.
Rather, it looked as if you are getting anxious, and
Yes,
a little bit of nervousness was also creeping in.
So
While you were
in
speaking,
initial one.
yes, while you were speaking, your eye contact was poor, dear. See, Gursimrat, the right way of having eye contact is, suppose I am asking you the question, just look towards me, don't look elsewhere, because that's like diversion of attention. Don't do
Yes.
that. Listen to the question very appropriately.
Yes,
Allow the questioner to finish the question,
Yes.
because there could be a supplementary question, a clarification, anything, right? Wait for that. Show patience. And then while you are answering, start your answer by looking at the person who has asked you the question. But in the course of your answer, you also engage other people and constructively. Otherwise, if you keep on looking towards the person who has asked you the question, others will start feeling neglected.
Okay, so like
And if they feel neglected, then obviously, see, one aspect of your personality is already highlighted. You cannot engage with multiple stakeholders.
yes, sir.
You understand that?
Got it.
So that is one area, dear, where you need to work hard. Then some of the conceptual questions, you have not handled them well. Like, say, for example, sir asked you a question between compassion and empathy. Go
Yes,
back
sir.
and check what is compassion. Compassion is a higher value than empathy. Empathy is, yes, looking at someone's grief, misfortune, or problems from that person's frame of reference. It
Yes,
means
sir.
walking into that person's shoes and then looking the worldview.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that? That is empathy. Obviously, you
Okay.
have explained that well. But compassion is a step higher.
Okay.
Not only you feel empathetic, but also you unleash your potentials to help the person to come out of that misfortune, grief, or sorry state. That is compassion. And empathy and compassion are foundational values for civil services. I hope you're aware about it.
Yes, sir.
And the administration has to be compassionate and not empathetic only. It has to be compassionate. You have to take some steps. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Compassion propels you to perform some action.
Yes, sir.
Compassion is proactive in nature, whereas empathy is just the beginning of emotional intelligence.
Okay, sir.
You aware about Daniel Goleman?
Yes, sir.
And his 5
Emotional intelligence.
important
Yes.
things. One of them is empathy.
Yes, sir.
Are you aware about it?
Yes.
Yes. And then while you were answering your service preferences,
Yes, sir.
it was not convincing at all.
Yes.
You said that I want field job, and when sir countered you, what about IRS? What about defense accounts? And then you said that sir, I will keep on trying till I get IPS. That's not the answer. The question is why this is the preference and why so many offices not opted. So
Then what
prepare a
can
good
be-
answer for that.
What can be the answer?
We'll talk about that, but let us identify the problems first,
Okay, sir.
right? And then East Punjab, why it's not known as East Punjab. So the answer was, see, if you do not know, just say, sir, I am not aware, but I'll definitely think about it.
Yes, sir.
But you kept on moving here and there. On several occasions when you were not aware about the answer, you still kept on talking.
Yes,
It's not a good sign, dear.
Okay, sir.
A bureaucrat, if he or she doesn't know something, must accept immediately, I'm not aware.
Yes, sir.
Right? And see, your knowledge about basketball is good. Your knowledge about Punjabi literature is good.
Yes,
Your knowledge about medical science is very good. So these all things are going in your favor. You're already into the services. I don't think that why you cannot crack it this time. One more opportunity for you in life to
Yes.
make it big. That's my feedback, dear.
Yes, sir.
And other honorable members will add their own. And after that, you can ask your questions, and then I will disclose the score, and we'll talk about what are the solutions.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Gursimrat, the entry has been pointed out was not correct. Though you entered, the moment after you entered, after we said yes and you entered, that was very confident.
Yes,
But the entry per se was not right.
Yes, sir.
And second time was even worse.
Yes, sir.
Now when you came for the feedback, that entry was even worse.
Sir,
Right.
I thought that before entering we have to ask may I come in.
No, see, whatever has been told already, the way
Yes, sir.
how you're supposed to be entering has been said.
Yes, I'll follow that.
But never enter the room in reverse. Always face when you enter the room.
Okay.
You entered like this.
Okay, sir. I'll keep in.
Never do that.
Okay, sir.
Okay. I was glad to see that you stood behind the seat. You did not sit till asked to sit. But when you wished everybody, it was half-hearted. It actually was half-hearted, and I felt it was a little plastic. It should, it should come from your heart.
Yes.
The emotions, the wish has to come from your heart. You are maintaining a good smile sometimes, and sometimes the smile was missing. So when you are maintaining the smile, it shows that yes, you mean what you are saying. But when the smile disappears, it looks as if it is put on.
So on serious questions,
Serious questions, yes.
Like on
but
drugs.
when there is not a serious question, then at that
Maintain
time,
it.
that semblance of a smile should remain.
Okay, sir.
Okay? Because the moment you get serious, you have a beautiful demeanor.
Yes, sir.
And when you get serious, it shows. So in your case, avoid being serious. Okay. You're well dressed, all right.
Yes, sir.
But is this a dress that you're going to be wearing for the final day also?
No, sir.
Then?
I'll wear a dark grey suit and black shoes.
Because blue and browns don't go together.
Yes, sir. Because I have a black shoe, but I didn't want to get dirty.
See, when you come for this is a final dress rehearsal,
Yes, sir.
right? Now, do you think on the Republic Day parade, a jawan will say कि यार परसों मेरे को फिर पहनना है, आज कहीं जूता गंदा हो गया, खराब हो गया, तो मैं क्यों पहनूं? तो जूता, can you wear something else and go? नहीं ना? Because you have to start feeling the dress also. You have to get used to it. If it's a new dress, it will take time for you to get used to it.
Yes.
Okay? So you should have actually worn exactly what you're trying to wear because you will get the feel of it.
Okay,
Right?
sir.
So browns and blues don't go together.
Yes.
They are contrasting colors.
Yes.
You should avoid generally. Though people are doing it, but it's preferred to avoid.
Yes, sir.
But the socks, even worse.
Yes, sir. And actually, they were with the black shoes.
Wear black socks.
Okay, sir.
Without
Don't wear any socks with the designs.
Yes.
It looks a little childish.
Yes.
Okay? So avoid that. Black socks would have been much better with black shoes.
Yes, sir.
Eye contact has been said was a very big weak spot. A lot of work will have to be done on that. And believe me, all that we are saying is from the point of view of what? To propel you from DANIPS to IPS.
Yes, sir.
Get the idea,
Yes, sir.
right? So, answers, couple of cases I thought they were a little longer than required. Keep your answers as short as possible. This is not a test of your knowledge in any case.
Yes, sir.
This is just to see whether you are succumbing to pressure or do you have a different view or something which is not appropriate. That's all.
Yes, sir.
It is not a test of knowledge. I kept hammering the question, height of the net. I thought you will probably, fall for the prey. But then the purpose was that to see. Get the point?
Yes.
So this is not a test of knowledge in any case. This is just to see how you react to pressure.
Yes.
Basically that. So, so the answers should be as short as possible.
So I'll be more precise.
The more the answers, the longer the answer that you give, what happens? You give the panelists that much less time to ask you questions.
Yes.
Number one.
Yes, sir.
So your real personality will not come out in the limited questions. Number one. Number two, when you're giving long answers, you will be opening out, you may probably say something which could require you to amplify.
Yes, sir.
You will get stuck on that question only.
Yes.
And number three, when you give long answers, what happens?
Yes, sir.
What happens?
Sir, I didn't get it.
When you give long answers, what happens?
Sir, the person will lose interest.
He may lose interest and cut you short.
Yes.
And when he cuts you short, what will happen?
Sir, it can be no.
It will get unnerving for you,
Yes, sir.
right? So avoid giving long answers.
Yes, sir.
100 बात की एक बात, short answers,
Got it.
right?
Precise.
And precise answers.
Yes, sir.
Then when you came and stood by the seat, when the moment you entered, I'm sorry, I written that point a little later. Never stand with your hands like this, folded in front of you. That's a little submissive post.
Okay, sir, we can stand straight then?
Stand straight with your hands just by the side, a little towards the front,
Okay.
little, but not holding on to your arms in front of you. That is very submissive,
Okay.
right? And you've already made it to the DANIPS, so you have to put up a power pose,
Yes, sir.
right? Power pose does not mean
An aggressive pose.
aggressive. Okay. And lastly, the last point which I wanted to make was your sitting. Even right now also, you're not sitting exactly the way it should be. You're sitting something like this. Whereas what the sitting pose should be like this. Yes. Get the idea?
Straight. Yes.
You have to be straight. You are actually like this.
Okay, sir.
That shows what?
More relaxation.
It shows you are relaxed.
Yes, sir.
And you're a little casual. Whereas you're not casual.
Yes, sir.
But
Unconsciously.
the feeling that the other person will get,
Got it.
he is a little casual. So the principle behind this is your back, your spine should touch the back of the seat,
Back of the seat, yeah.
and your hips should be touching the back of the seat also.
Yes, sir.
Not that your hips are in the center and your back is touching the.
Got it.
Your hips have to be touching the back of the seat also. So that sitting position also will make a big difference.
Got it, sir.
Right? And one more thing, let me tell you about your coat etiquettes. When you enter,
Yes, sir.
keep your top button closed.
Okay, sir.
Right? The coat etiquette say when you are standing, the top button, when you are wearing a 2-button coat,
Yes.
your top button should be buttoned.
Yes, sir.
The moment you sit down, while in the position of sitting down, you should unbutton your coat, the top button.
So sometimes it looks absurd
No,
that I'm.
that is the coat etiquette,
Okay, sir.
right? And the moment you stand,
Yes, sir.
you're supposed to again button it up.
Okay, sir.
That is a coat etiquette. So nobody will feel bad about it. You are following the etiquettes. Leaving it open shows you are casual,
Yes, sir.
right? You're not trying to show that you are casual. You are
Yes.
trying to show that you are, when you say discipline and conduct is your value, it should be seen also,
Got it, sir.
right? So that's from my side. I'm sure if you incorporate these small points that we talked about, they're very small points, very, very small points.
Yes.
It will make a big difference, let me tell you, right? And that smile, please maintain that smile.
Right, sir.
All the best, dear.
Thank you, sir.
As honorable members have covered most of the things, but I would just like to say that you contradicted yourself in at least 2 or 3 questions. Please don't do that.
Okay,
Take a stand. Please take a stand. You contradicted yourself. Huh?
Okay, sir.
As a civil servant, you will have to work under stress.
Yes.
You will contradict yourself in the file notings.
Yes, sir.
Please take a stand, and you have done very well.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
One more thing, Gursimrat, when you ask questions, a tip to shorten your answer. When you ask question, 3 steps or 3 points or 3 tips, just give the points and stop at that. Don't start explaining.
Okay.
That is the best way of keeping your answer short. If somebody asks you why, then explain,
Got it, sir.
right?
Like Gursimrat, as sir pointed out, when I asked you, I think in the initial phase of your interview itself, I asked you as the district collector of Patiala,
Yes, sir.
what would you do? So you started explaining. Just highlight these problems, and if you want them to know why you have chosen this, then juxtapose it with a statement. Just say that, sir, if you give your permission, I can explain why I have opted for these things.
Got it.
They may say yes or no.
Okay, sir.
So that's the right way. Now, Gursimrat, you can ask your questions, dear.
Sir, which institution decides freebies are available?
Say it depends.
Yes, sir.
It depends. We are talking about which organization and
Yes,
all.
sir.
See, don't worry about such kind of questions.
Yes, sir.
Even if you falter on such kind of questions, doesn't matter, right? Why East Punjab? Why not East Punjab? किसके पास है इसका आंसर? मेरे को बताओ. है तो नॉर्थ कोरिया, साउथ कोरिया,
Yes.
ईस्ट जर्मनी, वेस्ट जर्मनी भी था, नॉर्थ सुडान, साउथ सुडान भी है.
Yes, sir.
तो ये ईस्ट पंजाब क्यों नहीं? वेस्ट बंगाल तो है.
So what is the
ये
answer?
इंडियन पंजाब, तो पाकिस्तानी पंजाब,
पंजाब.
ऐसे बोलते हैं मोस्टली.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है, और यही रीजन हो सकता है,
Yes, sir.
और कुछ नहीं. Do you understand that?
Got it, sir.
When you say Punjab, it means what? Land of five
Five
rivers.
rivers, yes.
But are all the 5 rivers here?
No, sir.
Some
Got
of them are on that side,
it. 3 are here to work.
right?
Got it,
And
sir.
you see 70, 75 years are too less a time period. You never know. If you look at the map of this subcontinent, for the last 2000, 3000 years, every 100, 200 years it has changed.
Yes, sir.
So who knows, with the conditions that are prevalent in our neighboring country, maybe that part of Punjab will gravitate towards us with
Yes,
some
sir.
time. You never know,
Yes,
right?
sir.
So that's the point. And then as far as your service preference is concerned,
Yes, sir.
Simran, tell me the real reason.
Real reason is, sir, I thought that I'll fill some of the service, like IDS is more field job, IDS and ICS, as my seniors told. So then they said, ki, then you can decide if you want to join them or not.
See, Gursimrat, what I feel is IPS matters to you,
Yes, sir.
IS matters to you.
Yes, sir.
उसके बाद जो मिल जाए,
Yes, sir.
ऐसा ही है ना?
Yes, sir.
So you just say, sir, UPSC gave me an opportunity, so I've exercised my preferences, and I feel that I will flourish with my understanding of my capabilities and my aspirations. I feel, sir, I'll flourish in these services and I'll be able to contribute to nation building more. Then why have you not opted for these services, other services? So you say, sir, the present role that I'm performing, or I will be performing under DANIPS, these services give me a, to my limited understanding, they gave me a better opportunity.
Okay.
बस ये मत बोलो, ठीक है? ये मत बोलो I have not opted, क्योंकि आपको नहीं पता ना उस सर्विस का कोई बैठा हो तो
Yes, sir.
पैनल में आपसे पूछ लिया कि भैया कॉर्पोरेट लॉ सर्विस क्यों नहीं लिया तुमने, बोलोगे सर अच्छा नहीं है. So, कुछ भी हो सकता है ना.
Yes,
आप
sir,
ये
got
बोलो
it.
कि सर I feel I will not flourish in these areas, और ये मेरी अंडरस्टैंडिंग है सर, बस कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है.
In my limited understanding.
Limited understanding ऐसा ही कर लो आप. Anything else, dear?
Thank you, sir.
Gursimrat, have you got your date?
2nd of March, sir.
2nd of March.
Yes, sir.
So you have ample amount of time at your
Yes, sir.
disposal. Work on the areas that have been highlighted.
Yes, sir.
More or less, you see, your basics are covered, dear.
Yes, sir.
You're already into the services. Last time, what was your score?
160, sir.
160. And you can understand that you need to push that thing up.
Yes, sir.
Anything beyond 180 will put you in good stead.
Yes, sir.
But I feel you should score anything beyond 190.
Yes, sir.
That would be justice to your potential, right? But
Right.
Gursimrat, based on today's performance, we have awarded you 175.
Yes, sir.
So you are a whisker away from that magical figure 180, but that's the जैसे क्रिकेट मैचेस में 300 का स्कोर होता है,
Yes, sir.
मेंटल बैरियर 180 वैसा ही है इसमें, लेकिन 200 प्लस अगर आ जाए, देखो अगर तुम्हें आईपीएस चाहिए
Yes, sir.
तो तुम्हें अच्छा इंटरव्यू में स्कोर चाहिए बेटा,
Yes, sir.
क्योंकि इससे तो तुम्हारा सिलेक्शन तो तुम्हारा मेंस ने तय कर दिया है,
Yes, sir.
ठीक है, इंटरव्यू क्या तय कर रहा है, रैंक।
Yes.
तो आईपीएस चाहिए तो अच्छा रैंक चाहिए। अच्छा, एक क्वेश्चन और व्हिच आई वांटेड टू आस्क यू, व्हाई हैवंट यू ऑप्टेड फॉर चंडीगढ़?
Sir, for past 4 years I have lived there, so I have put it as the preference as a home state. So, but first preference being Punjab. So, the real reason is, sir, outsider thing. Outside has more seats.
ओके, आउटसाइडर का मोस्ट, ठीक है, ये एक्सप्लेनेशन ठीक है। आई वांटेड टू एक्सप्लोर अदर पार्ट्स ऑफ द कंट्री।
Yes, sir.
थैंक यू गुरसम।
Thank you, sir.
Gursimrat, you were here last year also.
Sir, I gave online. Yes, sir.
So if I may just ask you,
Yes, sir.
how was your interview in relation to the online interview that you had with us?
Sir, in online I couldn't see the body language things like you mentioned about the dress etiquettes, how to enter. These things couldn't be covered in online. So that I felt this time that I should come here. I had time as well.
No, the question I asked you was the questions that were asked to you during the interview that we had online,
sir.
and the interview that you had with the board.
Yes, sir.
Where was there any mismatch or a matchup?
So in the final interview,
Yes.
UPSC. Sir, they were.
How
on the
did that
same-
help you? What I'm trying to ask you is,
Sir, in building confidence, it helped more or less. But questions they ask from anything. To be honest, they start from anywhere. But it built confidence more of the speaking skills and a knowledge base as well, the basics, sir. And now in offline, sir, also the how to enter and how to stand, how this dress etiquettes. These things also matter. Yes, so I have learned them.
so 25 marks are guaranteed, and let me tell you,
Yes, sir.
right, by these small steps.
Yes, sir. Right.
Definitely. One more last thing there. Maybe that happened with you last year, I don't know, but there is a high probability that as you entered the room, there would be members sitting on the side as well.
Yes, sir. It is a semi-circle.
Maybe some even behind you,
Yes,
or
sir.
slightly behind you.
Yes, sir.
Right. So do not do this. Because
sir,
this you have
I
to
did
maintain
this.
eye contact.
Yes, sir.
Don't do that.
Okay, sir.
Right. If a member who is sitting, say, almost at 180 degree,
Yes, sir.
where you are, if the member asks question, how would you look at the member?
Sir,
If
I'll.
this is your posture,
Yes, sir.
how would you look at the member?
Sir, like this.
Yes.
Yes.
It should be slight tilt of the head.
Yes, sir.
Right.
I'll not move my body.
No, you should not move
Yes,
your
sir.
body like that.
Got it, sir.
Slight tilt of the head.
Right, and I'll move in this 30 area.
Yes.
My head. Yes,
That.
sir.
Play in the V.
Yes, sir. The wheel.
Thank you, Gursimrat.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.